He's playing extremely well. He's asked to do a lot for this team.
The next best to Michael Jordan, yeah, Mitch Richmond.
He's very similar to Michael. He doesn't have a lot of weaknesses in his game.
Jordan says it's Richmond's smarts that impress him most.
I think he knows how to draw fouls going to the hole. I mean, he's uncanny about getting to the basket and getting contact and getting the foul.
Mitch can get a guy in foul trouble because of his strength, his ability to play off the ball and with the ball in his hands. And then his defense is very fine. He's as good a defensive player as Michael will find.
Scoop by Richmond. Kings break out 4-on-1. And knocks.
Have you ever blocked one of his jump shots?
Yeah, I did, but I got called for a foul.
He's one of the few guys that tries and can post up Michael.
What I try to use against him is my strength, and what he tries to use against me is his quickness.
Richmond is the type of guy you have to square up and use your quickness. He's not going to give you that post-up position where you can turn around and post him up.
If you could take one aspect of Michael's game and incorporate it into Mitch's game, what would it be?
His jumping ability. Yeah, that's what I have.
And if you had his jumping ability?
Oh, man. Boy, I try to dunk everything.
But Richmond dunks about as infrequently as he talks trash. And that happens about as often as the Kings make the playoffs. Perhaps no team is as dependent upon one individual as the Kings are on Richmond. He says his most talented offensive teammate in his 6 years with Sacramento has been Wayman Tisdale.
Isn't it true that Mitch is the first, the second, and the third option of your offense?
Winds up that way. It's not supposed to be, but it winds up that way. That's true.
How difficult has it been, Mitch, to have so little help for so much of your career?
It's very difficult because every night you go in, teams are going to double, triple team you. They're trying to get it out of your hands.
They haven't done a very good job because if you take all the guards that have ever played in the NBA, the only ones who've scored more points per game than Richmond are Jordan, West, Gervin, Oscar, and Pistol Pete, 6th all time. Yet, in this year's All-Star balloting, Richmond placed 7th among Western Conference guards. Last year, he finished 8th.
That's depressing to me. I mean, really, I have to say I get offended by it. I mean, it's like, okay, then, I know this wouldn't be very popular, but I don't think if that's the case, then the fans shouldn't get a vote.
Could the NBA do a better job of marketing this guy?
I think they could. To be forgotten way up here is, I've tried to, in every opportunity, to let people realize that he's one of the best players in this game. He is a superstar.
No one seems to recognize what he's doing. It would be hard for him not to feel at times that he's stuck in a bad place.
If you were Mitch and you were in the situation where you weren't competing for championships, you weren't getting the recognition by the fans, you weren't getting the national endorsements or the marketing pop by the league, why would he want to stay in Sacramento?
You've got a good point. I mean, in fairness, it's all worked. I mean, Mitch has been great for us. He's been a cornerstone, just like we thought, but it's also been good for him. He's got a chance to be the cornerstone.
A couple of more good years with good health, I think he's a Hall of Fame player. Richmond is among the league leaders in several offensive categories, including basketball impressions. But going into this one, Mitch realizes he can capture the hang time, get the release, the rotation, and all the fakes. But if he can't nail the tongue, he's just another imposter.
What are the things that perhaps you do that he can't do? Is there anything?
Yeah, I can go to the movies without anybody recognizing me.
Would you want to switch places with Michael Jordan for just one day to see what being Michael Jordan would be like?
I think my life is pretty tough, and I'm pretty sure his life is very tough. So, no, I won't step in Mike's shoes. I just let Mike be Mike and Mitch be Mitch.